Esteban Ocon was involved in a bit of a scary incident towards the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and one that unfortunately has potentially which put a few lives in danger, and which has actually prompted stewards and the FIA to say that there needs to be some sort of a reassessment of all the processes that take place towards the end of the race. Now, the issue that I'm referring to is the fact that Esteban Ocon had not actually pitted once through the race. He started the race on hard tires and was going through just fine. But F1 regulations mandate that you need to have at least one pit stop because you need to change your tire compounds. You need to use at least 2 of the available tire compounds which are given to you of the 3, or rather the 5 if you include the wet weather ones. And Ocon, because he'd started the race on hards, was just swimming through comfortably. But knowing that if he had not done that pit stop before the last lap, that he would actually be disqualified from the race, he entered the pits only to realize that preparations for the post-race ceremonies were already underway, and in moments, or rather moments that looked very scary and which make you realize just how fortunate everyone was in this whole situation. There could have been a collision because there were a number of photographers as well as personnel of the FIA waiting at the pit lane. Now, we'll show you a few stills from, of course, the particular incident. These are taken from the onboard camera of Esteban Ocon when he was entering the pits. Now, notice just how much, and it's worth remembering that F1 drivers will enter the pits at full speed before they then reach that line where they have to slow down their speed. Now, still number 1, you can see here he's reaching the point. In fact, if you see towards the top of your screen, there's a line. Once he reaches that line, only then must he press the pit button, which will slow down his speed to 80 kilometers per hour. Till this point, he's going at pretty much a higher speed. And you can already see as he's entering the pits, these people standing there, and that in normal circumstances should not be happening because that part is left empty to ensure that the drivers can have enough space to drive through. And this is, by the way, before he's even reached that point. Look here, you can see the line where he's supposed to start slowing down, and now you realize just how inherent the danger is, because you see all of these people, none of them were expecting a car to be coming into pit at that point, and then they realize that, dear God, we're in a bit of trouble here, because here's this one car who hadn't pitted throughout the race is now coming in to take his mandatory pit stop, and all of them are on the track. In fact, if you look at this particular image here, you'll realize that he's past the line now, and there are guys who are still standing at the part where Ocon is supposed to be driving his car, and any of them could have been hit. And remember that an F1 car, when it slows down, it slows down to 80 kilometers per hour, which is still by no means a slow speed. It's a slow speed by F1 standards. So any one of these guys who was rushing to get out of the way could have been seriously hurt. And it's a freakish incident. And again, luckily, no one actually got injured in all of this, but it did leave Ocon fuming, and it did actually lead to the stewards investigating the entire incident and saying that, hey, you know what, maybe we need to actually be reassessing the protocols. Now, I guess you're wondering why it is they were there. The FIA, in a bid to save time, normally will let photographers and the press personnel who will be taking pictures of the podium ceremony assemble at the pit towards the end of the race. So, it's a lap or 2 to go. The problem, as you can see here, is that doing that ensures pretty much that if there's someone who's going to be pitting in the last lap, which to be fair does happen a lot in F1, I mean, it's a high contact, very risky sport. You could be needing to pit at any time. Then there's going to be a lot of people standing in the way, and that's exactly what happened here for Ocon. Again, as I said, it's very lucky that absolutely no one was hurt, because this could have been something that could have led to a loss of lives or very grievous injuries at the very least. And it's good that the stewards have taken note and have ensured now, and they said that they're going to be reassessing their protocols and potentially ensuring that absolutely no one will be allowed into the pits until the completion of the race and until the cars reach him, which is when, of course, the checkered flag has been finished. They'll take that extra round, they'll get to the pits and park their cars. That should ideally be the point when personnel are allowed to go, because by that point all the cars have come in and there's going to be no danger of anyone being hit or potentially run over. So pretty scary situation. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and hopefully this sort of situation can be averted in the future. It's imperative, not just, of course, for the safety of everyone else involved, but even to ensure that the drivers aren't putting anyone whatsoever in any risk. Thank you guys so much for joining us in this particular video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and don't forget to download the AajTak app as well. Plus, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now, from my side, goodbye.